Hey, Clean Nation, welcome to the Grow My Cleaning Company podcast. We've got a special new and improved intro. For the first time in 3 years, we're doing an open to the public live event. It is limited to 12 amazing owners of cleaning companies that are doing six figures and want to do seven. You cannot sign up. You have to only get a call and see if you're fit. But if you want info, growmycleaningcompany.com/live, growmycleaningcompany.com/live. If you would like info on hanging out with me, my bride, 11 other six-figure entrepreneurs who want to go to seven, and get the entire clean profit method to the best of my abilities in just about 3 days. growmycleaningcompany.com/live. Hey, Clean Nation, Mike Camping here with Jared Robinson. Not only is he the father of two well-adjusted children. That's a joke because he has many more than two children. He's like, wait a second. Two well-adjusted and a wife that I think likes him. He does all of our ads internally for Grow My Cleaning Company. So if you've seen a Facebook ad or a Google ad or a YouTube ad or pretty much any ad, that was Jared. So if you like it, great. I'll take full credit. If you don't like it, I'll give you Jared's home address and you can, give him your thoughts personally. It's in Mexico though. So you've got to be pretty committed to complain if you want to do that. And
and I only accept it in Spanish. So please.
Oh, geez. Well, if they're in Mexico, maybe that's easy for them. But, for our, Canadian American listeners, that might be an added problem. So I love having Jared on because most of the conversations I have with you guys, Clean Nation, are tactical, what to do, how to do it, numbers, growth, hiring, lots of important stuff. I would say almost exclusively Jared has how do I get clients type conversations. And although he and I share, I think, similar beliefs and views, his are different enough. I think sometimes he'll say things in a way that makes more sense to you guys, or you're like, got it, or some percentage of the audience. I can say it and it doesn't connect. And Jared says it and they're like, that made sense. Why didn't you just say it like that, Mike? So instead of me trying to say it like Jared, we'll just have Jared say it like Jared. So the biggest frustration I have, I'm kind of just open this up and just leave it to Jared. And then maybe I'll just play devil's advocate and be like the confused Cleaning Nation member asking questions. But the biggest problem I see for people is, and this is, I blame marketers, which we are. So, what are we gonna do? In this whole, if you just buy the thing that I'm selling, which isn't what they say, but it's more the magic bullet, and the magic bullet happens to be the bullet that they're selling, but they don't come out with if you just buy them. So it's more like if you buy Facebook ads, if you get Nextdoor as a, Yelp, direct mail, postcards, doesn't matter, whatever the guy happens to be selling, that's the magic. And people come to me with things like, I want to build $1 million cleaning company. I know if I just get my SEO right, then I'll be a billionaire. It's like, well, maybe, probably not. So I know I've got my frustrations with that, and I've shared them on the show. So without giving my answer, which you have heard, or if you haven't heard, check a couple shows back. Pick one of 10. You'll probably hit one that I've ranted on this before. What are your thoughts, Jared, when people come to you with that focus of, okay, Jared, you're the Facebook guy. How do I build $1 million cleaning company with Facebook ads, or whatever version you hear of that?
Yeah. So I would say that most people sit around with the thought process of that they are in the eyeball phase. So I just need to get as many eyeballs as I can on my business, and this is what will win people over. And there's truth to this. You have a higher chance of succeeding with people actually seeing. If you have a business that's right on the main highway, or a business that's 30 miles off the main highway, the chances of you being seen and having someone come into your business being on the main highway is probably a lot higher than it would. However, there's also a lot of businesses on the main highway who are trying to win those people over. And so if our mindset is just, I need to get on the main highway, and once I'm there, the gold rush of cleaning clients will come rushing in, that's where you can kind of lose a lot of money with that mentality, because you're just thinking, I'm willing to invest to be on the main highway, but I don't want to think or be creative or different with what I'm offering my people. And so you end up just kind of either blending in or not being as strong as those who are around you. And then there's this frustration of what's not working and what am I not doing? So for my...
Well, I want to give you, as you're speaking, I'm thinking of two very specific things I hear all the time that I want to kind of put back at you. So I gave you a general question. You kind of said, here's what that can look like generally. Let me give you some specifics that I've heard exactly over and over that maybe you could respond to at a more specific level. Okay. My least favorite is probably, well, Jared, my website's just about up. I don't know. It's like a third of the people I talk to, their website's just about up. Somehow, like, It's not like just about up. It'll be up tomorrow. Like,
Yep.
maybe they're confused and it won't be up tomorrow, but maybe just, a third of the people just happen to be, they call me right when their website's quote unquote about up. Once my website's up, then everything will be great. And they've got that belief of they'll just build. If I build it, they will come. I'll put up a website and people are like, holy crap, jaredcleansaustin.com is up. I will, take my money. That's the first one. Second one is a goal of, and I hate this goal. I shouldn't even call it a goal because it's so fuzzy and squishy. I just want people to know me, Jared. I just want to get my name out there. I want to be, I want to be known. I want people to know me. I want people to have heard of me. I want to be the name and fill in your city blank. So I just see red and furious and filled with rage and scream at people, which I don't know is effective. You might have a more helpful response to those two comments by clients or by prospective people we work with.
Yeah. So I'll work backwards here. So the be seen is what we tell her. It's the participation trophy of marketing. It is I want to feel good about not getting results. And so I'm going to tell myself, well, at least I'm being seen.
That's a writer downer. People know me. I've been seen. I can show my ad to my friends and family and they'll be like, that looks sexy. Is what did you call it? The participation trophy of marketing. Did you make any money? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that's
we didn't keep score.
Yeah.
I don't keep score. It's all about just being out there.
Yeah, I'm out there. That's it. That's what they say. I just want to be out there, Jared. So I love that. Write that down. I want to win the participation trophy of marketing? If so, no need to listen to the rest of this podcast. Just find someone and throw money at it, and you can collect all the participation. That was so good, Jared. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's one thing that any platform that offers advertising or someone that's offering advertising is really good at. They're really good at taking your money. There's really no gates between you and handing someone money to advertise your stuff. Whether or not you're going to get results, that's where things can get a little bit different. And so when you are looking to market, you want to look into winning as opposed to participating. And the way that we do that is that we have to be a lot more specific with who we want to talk to. The way and I think this is the generational thinking as well, is that we don't have to, the commercial, the billboard, this style of marketing that used to be really popular. Like if we can just get as in front of many people as we can, maybe a portion of them will be interested in what I have to say. We can now these days just pay for those portions of the people we want to speak to. So when we have the cap on of like, well, I can speak to a specific type of person or a group of people who all have the same pain, it then falls on us to be able to say, well, what is that pain? How can I address this in a creative way that draws their attention and then be able to fulfill that pain so that then I'm creating a business that is grown from this. And I think it's when we make that shift and it's a scary one. This I'm going to stop talking to everyone can be a scary shift that we have of, well, wait a second. What about the person who's disabled, who was, in the army, who I wanted clean for, but then there's also the mom who are in my area, who are all upper middle class, who I probably are going to be paying a majority. Well, I don't want to leave the one person out. I get it. But at the same time, when we are, again, it comes back to when we're paying for a specific type of person to speak to, let's speak to that person. And you'll find that as you exclude, it's that saying of, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And as you start to exclude, the people who you are speaking to will relate with you more and appreciate what you have to say more. And that is winning. That's how we get out of the participation and more into keeping score with what we're doing.
When I was young, I used to think if I could have a Super Bowl ad, not that I'd ever buy one, but if I could have one, my business would take off. And there's stories of people, there's a couple that, that I went on Oprah and I got rich. And there's more stories of people that went on Oprah and got nothing because they weren't ready with a funnel. But as it applies to this particular conversation, it wasn't the right people. So for commercial, it's easy, right? If you had a Super Bowl ad for free, even, I don't know what they go for now, 5 million, I'm guessing, for a minute or half minute, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. Let's say you could get one for 50 grand. I mean, obviously you couldn't resell it, or you couldn't, you had to advertise your own thing, right? Yep. I still think it's a bad deal. You're like, well, that's a 99% off. It is, But you do a Super Bowl ad, what percentage of people are in your city, that you in your service area where you clean? Well, that's 99% of them gone. B, own or the decision maker for none, right? So easy peasy with commercial. Let's go residential. Because well, that's a little bit, everyone needs a clean. Let's talk about that. Because everyone doesn't, right? Let's start with the homeless. They're probably not watching the Super Bowl, but clearly they don't. They're not it. If you look at like Phoenix, I should have done the math before I did this podcast. Phoenix, I think the greater Phoenix area has like 5 million people, like some obscene amount of people. But I'm guessing there's not 5 million households. I'm not guessing. I know there's not 5 million households. There's substantially less households. Mm-hmm. And if you're like, okay, we'll say there's only 1 million households. I don't know how many there would be because, people live in apartments or, multiple people in a home. Some people are under the age of 18. Like there's so many people that are, they're in elderly care. They're in a hospital. Like there's many humans that just physically are not in a place where they're going to clean. But okay, well, still, Mike, there's like 1 million people that have a household. Okay. How many of those live below the poverty line? Or, what I'm saying? The minimum kind of income. And just like Jared said, is there someone out there with a combined household income of $61,000 that pays a cleaning service? Yeah, there is. Is that by far the exception, not the rule? Yep. Are they going to be your best client? No, they're going to be like $350. You need to like polish my shoes and do they're going to be wildly confused as to what $350 could and should buy or whatever your thing is. So even you, residential, who quote unquote is a broad market, even if you could buy a Super Bowl ad for $50,000, I don't know that it would be worth it. Maybe just in prestige. I was on the Super Bowl. There's something to be said for that. But again, that's the best of all the participation trophies. It's the biggest and the fanciest. It is still participation to go, I got $50,000 of net profit based off of that ad. Hard to go. Now, if you take that same $50,000 and find a tiny little podcast, there's a little lady who gets $23,000 downloads, 23,000 downloads a month, but she only speaks to moms of the Norterra area, whatever, which is a nice area of your town. And it's $86 a month to spots. And for $300, you can host it. Like it's very cheap. The ROI so the sex appeal, very low, right? Like no participation trophies at all, but the likelihood you're going to get customers wildly different. All right. So what would you say to those folks, Jared, that are like, great, now I understand why that's wrong and what not to do. How do we coach them into actually getting the results of actually getting clients? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with you need to be able to verbalize what it is that you bring that makes you different. What you don't want to be is the price bid. You don't want to fall into, I'm just the same as everybody else. And I offer cleaning services for this much money, sign on the dotted line. You want to instead be someone who solves a problem. And if you present that as a solution, then we're changing the mindset of the buyer from how much is your services to how much does it cost to solve this problem? And is this money worth solving my problem?
Real quick, Cleaning Nation, if you can think about how you found out about this podcast, maybe a tweet, a Facebook message, iTunes search, some sort of Instagram post, the only way we grow is word of mouth. We don't do paid ads. We don't run ads. You are it. The only ask I have is if you're getting value, share the love. However you found out about this, if it was a review or post, whatever it is, do that. Pay it forward so the next cleaning company owner can change their life as well. Back to the show.
So when you put on this cap of like, hey, I'm going to target people, then it becomes, well, what do those people kind of have in common? Or what are some of those issues? A big help is to have those conversations in real life. I think that we can sometimes, especially if we're not, this is what I do professionally, but if you just dropped me into something that I wasn't very good at, I would need someone to help me be able to do it. And your current customers are a great place to start. And the people you're having conversations with, it's a great place to start. And so you just start
let me make one specific, not your current clients, your current good customers. Sometimes we have people we're comfortable with that are pain in the butt customers, but we know, we don't even like them, but we're comfortable with them. So your current best clients are the best place to start, not the current clients you don't want more of, because then obviously you're gonna get more. Please continue.
More. Yep. And when you have those conversations, you'll start to feel a pattern that's taking place. You'll start to be like, hey, oh man, this type of person usually says this type of thing, or this is usually what it is. And if you can broaden it out of like, hey, these let's just say your perfect prospect isn't necessarily someone who's looking for, because they have all this money and they don't know what to do with it, but they're family oriented, for example, and they're trying to get just more time with what they're doing. And if they can, it's how they say it that's important. Because if you can take the words from their mouth and present them, those different people, those words that they're thinking, that's when you win. That's when you start getting into the scoring instead of the participating, is because they're starting to just be about their life, doing their own thing. And then they see a message that they say, yes, that's what's in my head. Because we think about ourselves. We are super selfish, especially on the internet. Imagine if someone was recording your web activities. Well, there is, but it's called Google. But imagine if you were able to play back what people were doing. So we have some software that, and as I've been marketing, been able to do this, it's a software that pretty much records people going through websites. And it's crazy how selfish people are. Meaning, if something takes a second to load, if they scroll and they don't see exactly what they're looking for, gone. They bounce because their time is the most important thing to them on the internet. They're just cruising. And so when you are able to present something that connects with their mind quickly, that they say, yes, you've earned their attention. And with that attention, we then feed that attention with what it is that they're thinking. So we're just providing them, look, here's the solution to this problem that you have, that you've opted into, you've clicked, you've said, yes, I'm interested. And now we're feeding that. And if you continue to feed that, it's like, when you think of it as like a Pac-Man that's getting fed the tuk things. As soon as those things go away, the Pac-Man's just munching on nothing. But if we can provide it that straight line of that Pac-Man eating, you are moving them towards where they need to be. And if you can take someone from a cold standpoint and move them across, you're doing your job in advertising of what you're doing. And that all stems from them. What are they thinking? What is their issue? How can I be the solution to that problem? Instead of, let me tell you about what I offer. Let me tell you about what I do. Let me tell you how much I am. Let me tell you that, welcome to my website. This is who we are. This is what we do. This is where, that's Pac-Man, you're removing the beats from them. And at that point they say, see ya. And they go look for another thing that's going to feed what they're thinking about internally.
So let me give you the massive opportunity as I see it based on what Jared just laid out. He's 1,000% correct. But a lot of times we only look at half that equation. We get in our minds, people are selfish and that they want to talk about them. And that's what they're there for. And if we don't give them that, they're going to leave, just like Jared said. But somehow we don't make the connection that we're people. And then when we act selfish and talk about what we offer and what we want you to buy, book a call now, sign up for my newsletter, do this thing I want, follow me on Facebook. No offense, people aren't super interested in following you on Instagram if they're like, very few are like, I just love pictures of dirty houses and then clean houses. That turns me on. And there's nowhere else I can get these pictures. Like all of your competitors have that. So the cool thing is, so many people will get, everyone wants to talk about themselves, and they go right back on to their marketing efforts and talk about themselves. So what Jared said is, if I were naming this podcast, not as a marketer, but just as a loudmouth, which I'm both, it would be, everyone shut up and listen to Mike because he's smart. And I don't even know if my mom would listen to that. I would be, and I don't even know if literally would have, not even me and my mom would listen to that. But it's not called that because it wouldn't accomplish anything. It's Grow My Cleaning Company, which is about you. We actually said it in such a way so I can put on I do want to grow my cleaning company. This is perfect for me. It's about you and your favorite thing. And if we got on here and I talked about how smart I was, we wouldn't have any listeners, right? But we talk about what you guys want. So you've got to make the transition from, I get the concept that everyone's greedy and wants to talk about themselves. And in some marketing thesis universe, that's how I quote unquote should market, but we never change it to, when I send an email, I talk about me. When I do a marketing thing, I talk about me and my clients and what we do and how we're great. You've got to figure out their thing. Second piece Jared said, and then I'm going to let you kind of end it any way you see fit. But the second piece Jared said that I really liked was, we all think we're in the cleaning business, which is a garbage business, man. Like everybody out there, my 7-year-old knows how to clean. He can do the job. And we get into this weird, like, no, but my cleaning's magic and special. And my clients tell me how special it is. Yeah, but here's the thing: of all the people we talk to, just like a third of them are just about to have their website done next week, and their accounting is just about to get fixed. They're also the best cleaner in the world or in their area. Problem is, we talk to 20 people in your area, and you all think the same thing. 19 of you are wrong. There's just that's just the reality of it, right? That's just how logic works. And because your clients don't know how to articulate what problem you're really solving for them, they reduce it to, you clean good. You clean better than that person. But the reality, we know that you're not the best cleaner. Or the odds say if there's 20 cleaners in your area, there's a 5% chance that you're the best, right? So what they're really trying to say is, I like the way that you make me feel when you're here, but that seems way too feely, and I've not thought that through. So I'm just going to dumb it down to, you clean good. And if we translate that in our marketing, we clean good, it's not going to resonate. But if we can translate it into, you are going to feel great when we come. You're going to feel great spending time with your kids. Your husband's going to love coming home and having his wife ready, not bustling about the house. And you're going to love having a bubble bath Saturday morning as opposed to cleaning the bath. Profitable businesses solve problems. They don't provide services. And if they were going to provide a service, it'd be a much higher valued service than cleaning. Everyone knows that, Jared, you got kids. They could probably clean your house for a nickel or whatever you for slave
just
labor.
a solid beat down is all it takes.
Right. Yeah. Threat of a beat would be all that it would take. But I'm guessing because Jared's not a complete psychopath, that doesn't make him feel great. Having someone else come in and do it makes him feel great. So it's not the best cleaning. It's how you make them feel. All right. I've said everything I think I can contribute. Jared, we're going to let you finish this any way you see fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to piggyback on it, the thing that when I'm working with people one-on-one, the conversation I usually have is just assume they know you're really great at cleaning. So we can just assume if they're booking a call with you, you don't need to tell them. That's why they're booking a call with you. They already know. They're going to hand you money. They do expect you to be a good cleaner. That's just bottom line. No one's going to book a call with someone they don't think is a good cleaner. No one's going to give money to someone they don't think is a good cleaner. They already assume that. So
My
let's
wife
go
and I
one
literally
step.
joke when we go by somewhere like America's best furniture, right? And we're like, man, it's so much better than the place that went out of business is America's fourth best. They really struggled. Like, right. It's just an insane thing to say because just like you said, they're not going to call and go, all right, you say if I give you money, you'll clean. I don't know about that. Convince me. 0% of your conversations are going to be about that. Sorry, I could not agree with you. Continue, please.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the thing is that because when we start to have these conversations, I go, well, I make sure that we do a really good job. Oh.
Well, hold on. Let me jump in because
good. Jared, I'm glad I'm
froze for a second.
Because it's the same thing. It's like,
sorry, you froze and I tried to cover up and then we're talking.
Okay.
But that sounds like, guys, and I'm gonna come in hot for about 12% of you like, oh no, I say that. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we're gonna be so clever or made in heaven, but it's not spelled MADE, it's spelled MID. And I promise you, people might give a chuckle or go, oh, I really like the name. And they'll tell you they said that. I bought a company called Two Blind Guys once, and everyone thought it was so funny. Oh, Two Blind Guys, because you sell blinds. It's hilarious. Did it actually? That's the best participation trophy in the world. Two Blind Guys. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Some sort of play on words with maids. Everyone think that's cute. But 0 people are like, I would like to put these people in my home because they have a clever name. Sorry, you froze, so I tried to jump in, and then you came back and we were talking. So please continue your now frozen thought.
Yeah, no, yeah. The unfrozen thought is just simply, just assume it. Assume that people know that you're good at your job, and then go from there.
Yeah, and talk about them and with their. Again, I promise you, 0 of the people that call us, I'm like, well, first of all, I need to go to college. So it'd be tough to put a bunch of degrees that I don't have in front of them. But any conversation, if someone called for my help, and I was like, well, let me just so you know, I'm kind of a big deal. Like, people pay me a lot of money to talk. I can show you my bank statement. Like, let me show you how much money. I'm even faking it. I'm feeling gross, even pretending it. Yeah. People might think it's such a gross and nobody gives a crap.
Right. So, you do have awards. You just don't present them behind you. So
yeah, anyone watching this over there and 19 people go, what's that? Some funnel $1 million bubble. I'm like, it's something.
We moved it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just assume if they're calling me, they assume I know how to freaking help. And guess what do we talk about? Me and how great I am? couldn't be less interested. Like my wife isn't even interested in that. She loves me. They couldn't be. So we talk about them and their problem. So exactly what you say, Jared. I assume they know I can help, or why would they reach out? We don't even talk about the coaching because they don't give a crap about coaching. You know what they give a crap about? Can you grow my cleaning company? What do we talk about? Growing their cleaning company. So these people do not are like, what are your cleaning credentials? Just how much do you like? And if they do want to talk about that, they're probably the wrong psychopath, right? Like those are not a good client for me. Like, what's your coaching credentials? It's like, listen, man, we've helped thousands of people change their lives forever. We forgot more about how to build a multi-million-dollar cleaning company than anyone else knows. And if you want to debate that, best of luck. So not only do I not get into, let's talk about that. If that's what they want to talk about, like, well, let me show you how to clean. I've got this special thing. It's like wrong fit. Find someone that's like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My kids don't get the time that I want. I need some help. Can you solve this problem? That's who we want. And we're not going to talk about your solution. We're going to talk about their problem. Once they know that you know their problem and understand it, can articulate it, they just move right on to, you take my money. Can we solve this problem?
Yep.
All right. Anything to add before we call, buddy?
No, that's great.
Awesome. Guys, gals, you may have heard in the intro, we are doing our very first live event in I'm going to say 3 years. Feels like, our first live event open to the public. For our next level folk, we do live events all the time and they're amazing. And I'm actually doing this event because we had our last next level event. We do 3 a year. And I was like, this is so the best thing that we do. And we can't do another one for 4 months because I think if we did more, it would be a little overwhelming. So we try to keep it at 3. But I just want to do a live event because I miss you guys. So I'm like, I will invite the others. For those of you, how do we get it? I will invite the others. You guys are the others. So before I did anything, Jared, by the way, I never asked you, Jared, if this made you want to scratch your eyes out. I just spent $10,000 or whatever, renting some fancy mansion. And then I'm like, we should fill it with people. Did that bother you, Jared? When I'm like, I've already rented the mansion. It's already booked. Now we should.
Yeah. Bothered isn't the right word, but I was just like, whoa, we're moving quick. Yeah.
Jared is I don't want to say my conscience because it's not like I'm bad without him, but he is my common sense probably when I'm like, all gas. Jared's like, how about a tiny bit? I got some gas, but I've also got some brakes. Yeah. Anyway, growmycleaningcompany.com/live. I know there's thousands of people listening to this. There's only less than 12 spots. There's 12 total. We've sold some. And there's only 7 rooms in the mansion. So that's we'll all be doing the coaching during the day at the mansion, but some of you got to leave at night. So if you are, here's what I will end with exactly what you shouldn't do. So I'm super smart. If you come hang on this mansion, you're going to get to be with me and and my wife, and we're amazing. And everyone not us sucks. And being with us I can't even fake it. It's so gross. Like, I don't even know what that would sound like. Instead, hey, if you want to get what usually takes 9 weeks, downloaded the entire Clean Profit method of how to get out of cleaning, how to go from 6 figures to 7, how to make sure you're making money, everything you need that you've been probably confused about for the last years in 3 days, which is too little. I got to be honest with you. You won't be able to absorb it all. But the best we can do, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/live. We'll stay at a mansion. You'll meet 11 other handpicked amazing people. You can't just put in a credit card. You got to get invited. I'm actually doing this, no other coaches, because I'm the one that's going to live with you guys for 4 days. So I am hand selecting everybody. If you're like, I would like to know 11 of the best, and I would like to know the entire Clean Profit method, and I would like to someone try and insanely give it to me in 3 days so I can change my life forever, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/live. If you just want to hang out with me, probably not for you. All right. That's it, folks. For everyone that is not interested in that, the other thousands, not in the 12, growmycleaningcompany.com, 900 free podcast, best on-demand training is probably our best 40 minutes ever. Check it out. See you there, growmycleaningcompany.com.
Well, here we are at the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431, 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now, 602-932-6431. Give me a text, say hey, can't wait to meet you.